Welcome back to the Famous Room channel. As has been well chronicled on Little People Big World, Matt and Amy Roloff get along extremely well. In the years since their divorce in 2016, the ex-spouses have figured out a way not just to coexist, but also to thrive as business partners and colleagues. Is all that about to change, however? Is all goodwill about to be thrown out the door now that Amy has leveled some pretty heinous allegations at her former husband? In her new book, A Little Me, Amy delves into the problems that plagued her longtime marriage to Matt, which produced 4 children and one very successful reality show. She says very explicitly that Matt developed a relationship with his current girlfriend, Caryn Chandler, back when he was still married to Amy. As their TLC show grew in popularity, Amy writes in her memoir, Matt started spending more and more time at the tavern he often frequented in the evenings after filming and working on the farm. She never references Chandler by name, but she goes on to say the farm manager was around more and more often. Indeed, it's common knowledge that this is how Caryn met Matt and his loved ones. She worked on Roloff farms. Then it dawned on me, Matt and our farm manager, who had been working for us a number of years by then, seemed to have more than just a working relationship or friendship, she writes in this biography, adding in one charged chapter. I saw messages, pictures and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. I was devastated. Wow, huh? Late last month, for the first time we can recall, Amy also hinted strongly that Matt cheated on her with Chandler. I think when you start looking before you're separated in marriage, that is hard, Amy said in a video at that time alongside her friend Lisa Dixon. She continued, when you become involved or much more than just a friend, but you become more in a relationship than just say, hey, hi friend, let's go out for coffees type of thing. I think that can be hard on the other person as well. And I think that's what happened in my case. Matt has not yet responded to all Amy is asserting, either in her book or in this video. But she writes that she kept her feelings inside for several years in order to keep her family together. To no avail in the end, of course. Because I didn't say anything, my emotions and attitude came out in other unhealthy ways, she recounts, explaining. I took it out on Matt on camera sometimes instead of talking to him off camera, and that wasn't right. I cried a lot over those next several years. I didn't have a plan, and I didn't know what to do. Who would know what to do in such a situation? Amy gets into some pretty major detail in the book. She claims that Matt exhibited bizarre behavior toward the end of their marriage, such as leaving a family trip to Memphis abruptly, and then returning days later, saying they needed to go home immediately if they had any chance of saving the marriage. Amy decided to stay on the trip in this case, with her kids and the production team to fulfill contractual obligations, but Matt took off again. She doesn't really mention what could have been going on there, but it's clear she was struggling for a while. I was scared and ashamed anything remotely like this could be happening, she writes. Was Matt really interested in someone else right in front of me? Why would he even go there when we're still married? I kept quiet over the years. I didn't even think about divorce, I didn't want it to be an option. I have never felt so alone, hurt and betrayed in my life. We have no idea if Matt knew Amy was going to write these things in her memoir, but the two made a joint public appearance in May and talked about the mutual respect that exists between them. We like to say, there's no Team Matt and no Team Amy, Matt said. It's Team Roloff. He added, we still drive each other crazy, but then we respect each other as well.